the organization of Elaine Leroy Lockett, George Washington Carver, and John Lewis, the organization of A. Philip Randolph, we are prepared to welcome Mr. Harry Belafonte. And Mr. Belafonte, we want to present you with this honorary membership certificate, which reads, "This certificate presented to Harold G. Belafonte, Jr. is a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity and is such entitled to all rights and privileges and cooperation of the fraternity. In witness whereof, the said fraternity has caused this certificate to be signed by its duly authorized officers and sealed with the seal of the fraternity on this 9th day of January." And by the way, the 9th of January is our founding date. Signed by our Executive Director, Darrell Anderson, and Jonathan Mason, International President. Congratulations, Mr. Belafonte.
Absolutely. Let me get from here. Let's get out here. That's what's the front of us. Except the black man on his knees.
All right.
Welcome.
All right, Mr. Thank you so much. And then, yes, sir, thank you so much. All right, and then we want to present to you our membership pin.
We'll hold it for you.
This is our honorary membership pin. And I would ask our international first vice president if he would, only because my hands aren't steady, Mr. Belafonte.
I'll do that for you.
All All right, he has been pinned.
Wow.
We have a couple of gifts for you. We can't bring anybody into the family, Mrs. Belafonte, without presenting some gifts. So what I want to present to you, this is our history book. The first history written in our fraternity in 54 years, and it was written by that gentleman right there, Dr. Anthony Asadullah Samad. Our history book is presented to you this day. I'm very proud of this. This is our Crescent magazine. It comes out 2 times a year. In this Crescent magazine, this particular issue, it talks about Phi Beta Sigma's role in the March on Washington and the 50th anniversary on Washington. And there are many other articles in there for you to read about this organization called Phi Beta Sigma. We present to you our Crescent magazine. I can give those to your wife because we would like to hear just a couple words from you, Mr. Belafonte. My brothers and my friends, I present to you the newest honorary member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Mr. Harry Belafonte.
Let me express my deep sense of gratitude and privilege. I never finished high school, and that fact, I think, was perhaps the most painful of all the experiences my mother had as a woman born into poverty and assigned to that role for most of her life. When I dropped out of high school, her pain and her anguish was really quite severe. The reason I dropped out, I mean, all the things that generally understood, the difficulties and the hurdles of poverty and racism, et cetera, was that I was also afflicted with a disorder that in those days they had no title for. It has since been defined and titled dyslexia. It is now part of a huge scientific research. I have pushed very hard to support that science because many of the young black men and women who suffer in our institutions of incarceration, we have had a difficult time getting through school, not just because of the social factors, but because there is this impediment. And my mother often looked at men of distinction. She looked at Paul Robeson, she looked at Dr. Du Bois, she looked at A. Philip Randolph, all men that she admired. And she had said, too bad life didn't serve you the cards that would have given you the privilege to be a part of that elite grouping. What they all had in common was that they were educated and had been college graduates. I've often looked at fraternities, some of them with a sense of caution, because outside of what this distinguished body represents, the Ku Klux Klan was once considered a fraternity.
That's true.
That's true. Order sought to destroy us. So that for me, growing up, the word fraternity had an ambivalence. What does it really represent? Does it represent something that I can touch? Is it tangible to my experience in my life? Or is it just for the privileged few? Do they really belong to us? What about them should we aspire to? And I think fundamental to this moment, the fact that this fraternity is chosen not only for its credo, but in its practice, to be part of the struggle, to be part of our community, and to do those things that will enhance the betterment of the peoples of African descent, and indeed, people of all creeds. I'm honored to have been given this platform, this moment, to be integrated into this fraternity. I have a propensity to say things that I deeply feel and things that I have experienced, stimulated by and driven by the moral code of those whom I have embraced in my life. And sometimes what I say can unsettle people.
Oh, yes. Well,
But I assure you, you'll never have to challenge the moral integrity of what I think.
That's right.
That's
Amen.
what I believe.
Right.
You may have a political difference. You may have some social criteria to say, I have another point of view. But the thing that helped me endure is the fact that I am morally touched. And I say and do what I do based upon moral purpose. And I am most honored and pleased to have been anointed. I will try not to embarrass you. I will try to make you proud. And I assure you that wherever I go, among all the titles I've been given, being a Phi Beta Sigma man is my new man up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harry Belafonte.
Thank you, Langston. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey!